The day has finally come. We are here for Dynamic Scrutineering at the 2024 Sasol Solar Challenge. Now, of course, as always, I'm here with our wonderful event director, Rob Walker, to chat a little bit about Dynamic Scrutineering. Are there sort of some key aspects that the teams will be looking at during Dynamic Scrutineering that are going to help them and guide them as they go back onto the track to test this afternoon before they prepare for their hot laps tomorrow?
There's a couple of aspects that covered the Dynamic Scrutineering process. So one of the ones we do is we do a brake test. So the teams have to get up to a specified speed limit, and then they have to brake within a brake zone. So similar to what people would be expecting their normal road cars to do, that it can brake within a specified speed and down to a space. We then do a slalom test, which requires the car to be able to maneuver as you would expect between a series of cones at a speed. So it needs to be able to swerve and go backwards and forwards. And then the final test, which is probably the hardest one for the solar cars, is a figure of 8 test. So if you imagine an enlarged 8 figure, the team has to navigate that. And the trickiest part of that is the 2 times where the car comes at the intersection, where they need to be able to maneuver from full lock to the left and then to full lock to right and then full lock back again to left. So it requires the car to be able to move in a very dynamic fashion. Now people might say, well, why is that important? Well, we're driving on South African roads. There could be an animal that quickly runs out into the road, or an object in the road, or a pothole, or any manner of things that requires the pilot to very quickly move the vehicle, to avoid that object and then come back again. So that's a movement that we want to be able to ensure that the cars can do. So that is really key. All the teams seem to be doing really well today. We're seeing most of them get through it pretty easy, which really speaks to the quality of the vehicles that we have here this year, which is fantastic. And then finally, before we start the hot laps tomorrow, provided all the teams get through, our officials will open up the racetrack and the teams will be able to get out there on the track and maybe potentially do a couple more laps, fine-tuning their strategy for the hot laps, which determines their starting line position on Friday. So it's really important, those top teams who want to get on the road first, they want to be up around the front of the start line. But also in terms of getting their sponsors additional coverage and exposure, getting them those photos on the media, it means that they would like to get to the front of the start line. So what we're expecting to see today, towards the end of the day, is the teams rotating the different pilots, fine-tuning which pilot is going to have the opportunity to do that hot lap. So which pilot is the most comfortable around the circuit, who's feeling confident, and get them ready, for those hot laps. So that's really exciting. It's a fun element. It's also a stressful element for the teams because the cars are under massive stress. They're not really designed to be driven at a high speed, under duress and stress. So the teams, especially engineers, are quite nervous during this process. So today will be that final opportunity just to make sure that they've got their strategy down for those hot laps tomorrow.
I think at the end of the day, everyone, ultimate takeaway is we are one massive step closer to the start of the 2024 Sasol Solar Challenge, all the way from Secunda down to Cape Town. If you haven't already, make sure you have downloaded our app, you are following us on all of our socials, and are keeping up to date with all the exciting announcements, route highlights, daily highlights, and everything you need to know about the 2024 Sasol Solar Challenge. We are living out innovation beyond boundaries, and we will see you at the start line.